Programming to give you a live coverage of the PMA graduation ceremonies in Baguio City with the President as guest speaker. Here now is Joe Sabrino.
Thank you very much. A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Baguio City. Together with Joe Sabrino, this is Rita Gadi Baltazar, welcoming you to the commencement exercises of the Philippine Military Academy, where this morning President Ferdinand E. Marcos and the First Lady are both guests of honor, and the President will be addressing this commencement exercises here at the Borromeo Field, Fort del Pilar, Baguio City. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, breezy and cool enough for the early summer months. And the President and the First Lady have just touched down at the airport and motored over to the Borromeo Field here at the PMA grounds. On this occasion, some 215 first-class cadets will be conferred their academic degrees, a Bachelor of Science degree, and the solemn ceremonies following shortly.
Rita, this has become a sort of pilgrimage for the First Lady and the President. Not a single graduation has been missed by them since 1960.
The 21-gun salute, the Philippine National Anthem, the arrival honors for the President. Good morning, Joe. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here at Baguio City. And the President looking very fine this Sunday morning in a beautiful white suit as he moves about acknowledging the arrival honors. And we were mentioning the solemn ceremonies that will signify the graduation of 215 first-class cadets of the Philippine Military Academy. And every year the President has come for this occasion to address the graduates of this institution, which has over the years been a framework for many of the officers and enlisted men in the major services of the armed forces of the Philippines. Joe?
Yes, Rita. The 215 first-class cadets who will be commissioned into the various armed forces, armed services, will, as second lieutenants, is the biggest batch in the 7 to 9 year history of the Philippine Military Academy. Topping the graduating class this year is Samuel Hardin of Cebu, along with Leonard Guerrero. Both will graduate magna cum laude. 7 others will receive Rita cum laude awards.
With the President trooping the line, we have Brigadier General and the Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, Brigadier General Jose Maria Carlos Sumel. It is significant that the President once again addresses the graduates of the Philippine Military Academy as we stand today on the threshold of one of the most crucial years in the nation's history and facing untold dangers to our integrity and solidarity as a people. It is therefore against such a framework and a background that he addresses the Military Academy graduates as the entire nation once again mobilizes our utmost energies for an accelerated cultural, economic, political, and social advancement.
mga tao.
President Marcos acknowledging the arrival honors as we have here gathered at the grandstand high-ranking government officials in the national government led by Prime Minister Cesar Virata, the other ministers of the cabinet, members of the diplomatic corps, the mayors and governors from regions 1 and 2. As you know that Kilusang Bagong Lipunan and the candidates for this year's Batasan Pambansa elections will be proclaimed also here in Baguio City this afternoon. And with the lei now presented to the President, he moves on to the grandstand as we will be having shortly the graduation ceremonies. Joe was just giving us a rundown of some of the highlights of the graduates' profile of the Philippine Military Academy, and as we have said, this is another significant occasion for them as we also look forward to the President's address on this occasion.
The main program this morning will start with the presentation of the graduates, Rita, to be done by Brigadier General Jose Zumel, Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy.
As in the past occasions, the experience of the graduates this morning, the 215 of them of the Philippine Military Academy class of 1984, evokes a deep sense of accomplishment and excitement over the new challenge that confronts them as they will also on this occasion be commissioned officers of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
215 ma?
It is understandable, therefore, that they have indeed mastered and rehearsed this morning's ceremonies, as this would be one of the last parades and presentations that they would have, and we're positive that together with members of their family, their parents, this too is one of the most significant and exciting moments in their lives. We have also experienced some of the alumni homecomings of the Philippine Military Academy, but none perhaps could equal the excitement, the anxiety, and this exhilarating feeling that they all feel today, particularly the graduating class. We were mentioning that the highlights for this affair would be the commissioning of the graduating class for the Armed Forces of the Philippines into the Officers' Corps and their equivalents in the scholastic and military training in this premier military institution.
Midway between the line of troops and the troop commander.
In the broad open field, the Borromeo field here at the Philippine Military Academy, we leave you now to view one of the outstanding fancy drills which the Philippine Military Academy has been very famous for. We usually see them at parades in Manila, but here in the full view of the open field, they will be exhibiting some of the discipline and
Since Alpha
the
Company, the
precision
base company,
of the
all
training
other
that they have
companies are
undertaken
now aligned
over the
with
past
Alpha
4
Company.
years here at the Academy.
After having the court rest, the regimental adjutant directs the company guides to take their posts in line with the troops.
From a distance, we can hear the echoing of the commands from the company commander to the different groups, and briefly we're also being given an explanation of how
The
these
regimental
commands will
adjutant
also
reports to the
be
regimental
taken by the
commander
respective
with the
units
network this morning.
for the fancy drills.
In a short while, the regimental commander will give a series of medal arms to test the proficiency of the corps.
Doesn't seem to lose its fascination for people. That's one of the reasons why Baguio today is filled.
At this moment, the regimental commander shall bring the cadet corps to present arms to render the appropriate honors.
First class cadet Hardin, who tops this year's graduating class, will be receiving no less than 10 major and special awards later on.
you.
President Marcos acknowledging the presentation of the Corps of Cadets of the Philippine Military Academy.
Yes, Joe, we have just witnessed precision, skill, and discipline, that very exacting exhibition by the Corps of the Philippine Military Academy, together with the graduates. It will be presented this morning. And as Joe was noting, we have a very appreciative audience here, acknowledging the precision, the skill, and the timing of that exhibition that we just witnessed.
President Marcos, accompanied by PMA Superintendent Zumel, will shortly board this jeep. We'll review the troops.
Together with the graduates, these are the corps of men to whom the Philippine Military Academy has given the best training possible and the basic skills needed to carry out their respective responsibilities in the noble profession of arms. President Marcos, together with Superintendent Brigadier General Zumel, will now troop the line. As we have mentioned, these are the men to whom the Academy has given the best in training and in skills, and they in the future will become the officers and the enlisted men of our major services in the armed forces of the Philippines. And to the graduates, today marks the beginning of a new career, and it is significant that President Marcos on this occasion will be addressing them once again.
President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Edralin Marcos. He is accompanied by Brigadier General Jose Maria Carlos L. Zumel, Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, and Cadet First Captain James P. Pasis, Regimental Commander of the Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines. Trooping the line is the traditional symbol of allowing the guest of honor to view closely the troops honoring him. At the same time, it allows him to observe the state of training and morale of the troops. In trooping the lines, there exists a mutual understanding between the troop commander and the men in the ranks that utmost observance of discipline and respect for one another shall prevail. While the men in the ranks look at the honoree as a gesture of acceptance of his visit, the honoree acknowledges with a silent approval.
President Marcos briefly acknowledges them and congratulates them likewise in this training that they have undertaken here at the Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand Edralin Marcos.
The Philippine Military Academy, by the way, is 7 to 9 years old today. It started out as a small school in Intramuros. It was then known as the Constabulary School. Later, the headquarters of that school was transferred to Camp Allen until it was moved here to Fort del Pilar, Baguio City. It was named after the great Filipino general, Gregorio del Pilar, known as the hero of Tirad Pass. And it's the main source of the Officers Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The 215 cadets who will graduate this year, and after receiving their second lieutenant commissions, will join Some of them will join the Air Force, others will be in the Constabulary, the Navy. Still others will join the other services of the AFP.
Academy, they have been given their highest standards of excellence and discipline to prepare them for the great responsibility and task ahead in the major services of the armed forces of the Philippines.
First class cadets turning over the reins of leadership. The PMA Maharlika class of 1984 has almost completed its stay in the academy. The members of the class have survived the rigors of cadet life and have mastered the challenges of being a cadet. But life must go on, and cadet life for the class of 1984 must eventually end. The members of the class have but one last act before they leave the portals of the academy. They will turn over the reins of power to the PMA Sandiwa class of 1985, and the members of the new first class, proud but humble, firmly accept the reins of power. They take over the leadership of the Corps, firmly resolved to carry on the grand tradition of those PMAers who have gone before them. And they know that with the aid of divine providence, the members of class of 1985 will in 1 year's time be on this field, passing on the reins of leadership once more.
A brief explanation there of what's going on in the field, to the tune of Old Lang Syne, and to the graduating class who have taken personal pride in this moment. They too are filled with hopes and expectations, but with every reason they stand tall as they join the ranks of the long gray line, and this time turn over to the lower classmen the tradition of the Philippine Military Academy sterling virtues of courage, integrity, and loyalty. And perhaps each one of them would remember and be confident in the fact that the 4 years of their stay in the academy have provided them with a sound foundation of knowledge, skills, and discipline that would help them and assist them in carrying out in good stead the initial stages of their career. And from here on, they would be thinking back to their alma mater and depending on their relentless quest for excellence in everything that they do, together with their uncompromising adherence to the Academy's motto of courage, integrity, and loyalty.
Now that the turnover of command is finished, the members of the class of 1984 assemble for the last time as cadets. And as time moves inexorably forward, the cadets prepare to depart the halls of this noble institution.
cadets graduating today. This will probably be their last march on Borromeo Field.
Perhaps, Joe, this will be the last time that they take their formation together with the rest of the corps of the Philippine Military Academy, confident in their successful completion of the requirements of the institution.
By the Superintendent of the Academy, Brigadier General Jose Maria Carlos de Leon Zumel.
Brigadier General Jose Maria Carlos Zumel, Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, will now present the graduates. And to the tune of their alma mater in the background, the graduating class for the last time in their gala gray uniforms forming the long gray line, as has been traditionally called, and perhaps for the last time in formation, salute their alma mater.
Sir, the class of 1984, all present.
Amidst the solemnity of the occasion, we have the presentation of the class of 1984, and likewise a presentation of the class by Brigadier General Zumel to His Excellency the President.
Rita, this graduating class is the 18th batch in the 79 history of the Philippine Military Academy. It's the biggest one.
Colonel Tranquilino Cruz, Chief Chaplain of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, will now give the invocation.
makapangyarihan at mahabaging Diyos, liwanag ng aming buhay, bukal ng pag-asa at hamon ng kadakilaan. Sa pagkatapos na ito na mga piling kadete ng Akademya Militar ng Pilipinas, ay tinataas namin sa iyo aming puso't diwa at nag-aalay ng isang mataimtim na dalangin ng taos-pusong pasasalamat sa mga masasaganang biyaya na sa amin walang humpay mong iginawad. Hinihiling namin, O Diyos, lukuban mo sila ng iyong kapangyarihan upang sa pagkatapos na ito ay manalaytay sa kanilang mga ugat ang init na magpapaalam sa kanilang paninindigan upang maging isang bahagi ng hukbong makadiyos, makatao at makabayan. Punuin mo sila ng iyong lakas upang mapagtibay nila ang kanilang pangako na maging lingkod ng katapangan, katapatan at kadakilaan na pamantayan ng mga nagtapos sa makasaysayan at kagalang-galang na Akademya Militar ng Pilipinas. Subaybayan mo sila, Panginoon, na iyong lakas at liwanag upang ang pinunglang karunungan at kabihasnan sa kanilang dakilang paralang ito ay yumabong at magbunga. Panginoon, palalaot sila ngayon sa dagat ng buhay. Mapanaganawa nila ang katuparan ng kanilang pangarap sa katauhan ng mga pinuno na hukbong sandatahan na minsan ay tumayo rin tulad nila sa makasaysayang pok na ito upang harapin ang buhay. Ang dalangin namin sa iyo, Panginoon, ay akayin mo sila upang sa pagtayo nila sa darating na panahon sa harap ng mga magsisipagtapos sa Akademya Militar ng Pilipinas ay taas ang noo nila sapagkat naging kapurihan sila ng kanilang paralan, naging kayamanan ng aming hukbo at sandigan ng katatagan ng aming bayan. Sa mataginting na panawagan ng aming Pangulo Ferdinand A. Marcos ay mapakinggan nila ang hamon ng kagitingan at ang kanyang kadakilaan ang maging inspirasyon nila sa kanilang mga pagpupunyagi at adhikain. Basbasan mo kami, Panginoon, na nabubuklod ngayon sa isang layunin upang isabalikat ang hamon ng isang tunay na ideolohiyang Pilipino at sa pagpapala mo, O Diyos, makamtanawa namin ang tagumpay siya nawa.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Ferdinand Edralin Marcos, President of the Republic of the Philippines.
General Sumel, the Minister of Defense, Minister Juan Ponce Enrile, the Chief of Staff, General Fabian Ver, the Prime Minister Cesar Virata, the Governor of Metropolitan Manila, who happens to be my better half, my comrades in the Armed Forces of the Philippines, including the honored graduates for today,
Will the commander of the troops give the Manticas pahinga? I have come today from the warmth of our nation's capital to the cool and tranquility of this city, this campus, to mark once more with you these immemorable, immortal rites of graduation at the Philippine Military Academy. In the long line of graduation classes that have passed through the gates of this institution into the service of our people and our country, you are the 18th batch in the line, and significantly too, the largest corps of graduates ever. I understand there are 215 graduates, although I signed only the commission of 214. For one is a Singaporean. The second biggest batch of graduates was last year, of 192. Now this rite of graduation is of a piece with a whole series of commencements being held throughout the country at this time of the year. Nothing to my mind speaks so eloquently of what we are and what we value as a people than this high significance which we all attach to the years of training and learning in school. The last and lowest family of Filipinos will sell their last carabao in order to send their children to school. That bespeaks the pricelessness of training and schooling for the Filipinos. Other societies may perhaps prize for themselves other things as their richest possession or as their most enduring qualities of character. In our case, I think there can be no doubt that we value above all individually and as a nation, the acquisition of learning, training, schooling. Individually, we are touched with an education, the promised fulfillment of our personal hopes and dreams. And as a nation, this is the chief means to fulfill the national purpose, to conquer the barriers to national dignity and progress, to enable us to grow in national excellence as we increase in numbers and build towards the kind of society we all zealously covet and aspire. Nowhere perhaps is this enduring link between schooling and the national future so well underlined than here at the Philippine Military Academy, which exists to serve no other purpose than the advancement of national life. In a record of service that now spans 79 years, this institution has served as the cradle of leadership for our country's peace and defense forces. It is a pound from which we draw to ensure continuity of leadership and command in our defense forces. It is a key to the maintenance of the undiminished sovereignty and security of the Republic. This is an especially appropriate time to reflect deeply upon these concerns of national life, for we live today amidst stress, challenge, danger, perhaps confusion. Challenges to national life are all around us. This is a time when more than ever our country needs to renew herself in terms of vision, of purpose, of resolve, of capacity. In the life of a nation, we sometimes mistakenly think that all is needed for it to survive and prosper is resolution and will. Yet, as the historian Barbara Tuchman has so instructively observed, and I quote her, "Not all the will in the world can suffice without capacity." I repeat that. Not all the will in the world suffices without capacity. And capacity is nothing less than training, schooling, preparation, the ability to accomplish the mightiest conceptions we may aspire to create, to attain the heights which we may dare to scale by assiduous application during the period of training. We talk all the time, particularly now when the election fever is upon us, about the things that we do not have and would wish to have, about the possessions which we implore our people to covet, about goals for national life that must be the main business at hand, about progress, wealth, security for the nation. But it seems to me that all this talk is but a case of substituting illusions for real solutions to complex problems. Until we truly apply ourselves to the mechanics of development in our society, to the task of meeting problems, of ordering priorities, of planning programs, and of achieving goals that are within our means and capacities, instead of quarreling about personalities, about being who will be leader, or disagreeing about the nature of our objective. We must achieve, or we are simply back where we started. Of our people must give them the skills necessary for progress. There is, it seems to me, a vivid illustration of this in the challenge that we face in the realm of ensuring the defense and security of our country. For a long time now, we have lived under the belief that our national security can only be conceived in reliance on others, that our nation can only survive and endure in terms of submission to the wishes of external powers. But the lessons of experience have begun to teach us otherwise. And with some disillusionment, we have acquired this wisdom. We have come at last to the profound and painful knowledge that, in spite of all that we have done to honor the letter and meaning of covenants and agreements, we are only as secure as the preparations and sacrifices we have made and are ready to make for our defense and security. We are only as sovereign and safe as the capacity we have installed in our defense security system. We are only as safe as each and every man in the defense corps and in this nation is willing to fight for his liberty and freedom and to die for his country. Everything else, this seeming illusion of another country's readiness to fight with us in the fortuitous event of armed aggression against us, the desperate belief that alliances will serve the ambitious purpose for which they were made, are really something for which we should be grateful. A generous ally, a good friend, is something to have. But still, we must not delude ourselves. Ultimately, our salvation lies in our fighting our own battles. And perhaps in the initial skirmish, we shall be alone, as we were in Bataan and Corregidor and during the underground. And so it is under this light that we must conceive, design, and implement the Filipino answer to the dangers to national sovereignty and security. The components of this response are many, but they all come down to one main thing: self-reliance. From the conscious acceptance of this fact that we can only rely on ourselves, follow the various factors of strategy, tactics, weaponry, and training that make up the capacity of our armed forces. Obviously, we are a nation that must live with various limitations that bar us from ever achieving total security and preparedness against the aggressive intentions of others, if there are any. But given those limitations, the answer is neither dependence on others nor submission to the hazards of fortune. It lies rather in doing the things that are within our capabilities and resources to build and maintain. One component lies in strategic planning against the principal scourge of the security of countries like ourselves: insurgency and rebellion from within the society itself. If we have learned anything at all about the ebb and collapse of nations in the recent past, it is above all the fact that their collapse has been seeded from within and not from armed invasion. Balkanization has become a common weapon by those ambitious nations. Insurgency has been the soul of the phenomenon of ferment and revolution, and indifference and helplessness against it have been the key to national decay and disintegration. I can foresee that mankind will somehow muddle through this insane age of international economic crisis and the threat of a nuclear holocaust. There will be threats from all quarters. We are threatened with incineration from a thermonuclear war. But I believe that God will grant grace to mankind to somehow muddle through this confusion. Yes, we will continue perhaps to fight the small wars we see around the world today. The small wars in Kampuchea, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, Somalia, Chad, Mozambique, El Salvador, name them. They're all around the world. But I believe that somehow the better part of man will ultimately dominate the situation. And with the grace of the Almighty, with the help of God, who will grant us the means to avoid a third world war, we shall go through. The predatory nations today find it more profitable to engage in balkanization, the takeover of countries without aggression, but through subversion and infiltration, and the neutralization of the will to resist of the people. This has become one of the principal lessons of this century. This lesson stands out clearly from the decades of fighting. That lesson is that aggression by outright war is 10 times more costly and less certain of victory than subversion. So I can foresee that for the immediate future, the principal danger against us is subversion, infiltration, through the National Traitors and Rebellion Fund and supported by evil forces outside. To this challenge, therefore, we address the greater part of the attack danger to the nation. We then summon our reserve forces for the task of securing full attention and focus. Indeed, we must continue to build them up and to keep them in readiness and fitness. And as we have seen in our anti-insurgency effort, we've seen even our local communities as indispensable supporters in the struggle for order and security. Very often, after 1972, I remember that the villagers themselves came to me and asked that they be armed, reservists and non-reservists, in order that they may protect their families, they may protect their communities. And from 1972 to about 1974, when the regular armed forces were fighting the communist groups, the NPA here in Luzon, the reservists held their ground. This is the CHDF, the armed villages held at bay the Moro National Liberation Front, the secessionist movement in the South. It is not pride and arrogance when we say now that we must base national security on an active sense of self-reliance, nor is it any sense of pettiness or grievance. This is merely the lesson of the times, and we must learn it or else become servants to chance. In a world full of many anxieties and uncertainties, in which the ebb and flow of events constantly place nations in the grip of various perils and difficulties, the goal of self-reliance has ceased to be merely a hope, but an imperative. And I mean by this self-reliance in the totality of the national existence itself, and not just its security dimension or posture, but the whole of it, the whole of the meaning of self-reliance, its economic, political, cultural dimensions. What we have seen during the past months is an indelible lesson for national life, which we must never forget. What we have learned in the course of coping is something that should not desert us when at last we hurdle our present difficulties. The good news that I can tell you today as you enter formal service to our Republic is that in the midst of so many difficulties, our country today is fully showing its reserve and strength of character, its resiliency, even with protracted talks with the world financial institutions. The national economy has begun to revive in vigor and activity. Yesterday came the report that our exports increased by 23%. Labor and employment has increased by at least 3%. And the increases in agriculture have not yet been tallied. But all over the country, everybody is planting. Everybody is returned to the soil. Everybody is seeks to plant his own food. There is an awakening amongst our people. and the stability of the nation is guaranteed by men like you. At a time like this, the stability of the nation, which was the subject of dire and grim predictions, is now re-established. It has never been more assured and certain, to the despair, of course, of some of the international media, which continue to find their forecasts defied. And with elections of the new parliament at hand, the cause of nation building and national strengthening will further move forward. And with you now going into the armed forces, 214 strong, I can imagine what kind of an infusion of new blood this will mean to the armed forces of the Philippines. Your armed forces that guarantees not only the security of our country, but also participates in the economic and social development of our people. Back during the time of the war, when the future seemed so uncertain and dark, the writer George Orwell picked 1984 as a touchstone for reading the shape of things to come, for reading the future. And he foresaw this year, 1984, as a time of irretrievable retrogression for the entire human race. The world today may not look too good, in some parts, in patches around the world. Yet, considering the human condition and looking squarely at ourselves and at our prospects today, George Orwell, great writer that he was, did not divine the future accurately. I profoundly believe that 1984 will be a good year for us, and hopefully for the rest of the world. And this is perhaps a very good time indeed for young men like you to enter into the noble and demanding vocation of service to our people and our country in uniform. To all the graduates, once again I say, I congratulate you for having chosen this noble profession, a profession that may not give you riches, but will give you fulfillment, a profession wherein you can demonstrate not your selfish desire for self-aggrandizement, but a profession in which you will demonstrate once again the character of our forebears for self-reliance, a character of our forebears for self-abnegation, a sacrifice not only of their fortunes, their lives, but more important of all, offering their sacred honor. Let me congratulate you and salute you. Thank you and good day.
That was the address of President Ferdinand E. Marcos on the occasion of the graduation ceremonies of the class of 1984 here at Baguio City in the Philippine Military Academy. The President congratulating the graduates and giving them all the hope and expectations that they will discharge their duties and responsibilities to our country and our people within the highest standards of excellence and discipline of the armed forces of the Philippines.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby declare you graduates of the Philippine Military Academy and confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science. Congratulations.
Brigadier General Jose Maria Carlos Zumel, Superintendent of the Philippine Military Academy, conferring the Bachelor of Science degree on the graduates.
Of the National Defense Act as amended, you are hereby commissioned as second lieutenants and ensigns in the regular force of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Congratulations.
Minister Juan Ponce Enrile, the Ministry of National Defense, with the conferment of the commissioning of the young graduates as second lieutenants and its equivalent, and their incorporation to the officers' corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
at sumunod sa akin sa panunumpa sa katungkulan. Ako si, sabihin ang pangalan, nang sabihin ng tirahan, na itinalaga sa katungkulan bilang pangalawang tinyente ensign, ay taimtim na nanunumpa, natuto pa rin buong husay at katapatan sa abot ng aking kakayahan ang mga tungkulin ng aking kasalukuyang katungkulan at mga iba pang pagkaraan nito ay gagampanan ko sa ilalim ng Republika ng Pilipinas na aking itataguyod at ipagtatanggol ang saligang batas ng Pilipinas na ako'y tunay at nananalig at tatalima ako rito. Nasusundin ko ang mga batas, mga utos na ayon sa batas, at mga dekretong na pinahihiral ng mga sadyang itinakdang may kapangyarihan ng Republika ng Pilipinas. At kusa kong babalikatin ang pananagutang ito na walang anumang pasubali o hangarin umiwas. Kasyan ako ng Diyos. Congratulations.
The administration of the oath of office of this newly commissioned officers by the Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff, General Fabian C. Ver. Immediately after the commencement address of President Marcos, we have the conferment of the Bachelor of Science degree on the graduates, the commissionship of the graduates, and the administration of their oaths of offices. President Marcos, now assisted by the Superintendent of the PMA, Brigadier General Zumel, will be awarding the diplomas to the graduates.
Led by the top notcher, Monsieur Rita Manuel Samuel Hardin of Cebu.
Graduation merit roll of Class 1984. Considering overall performance in all prescribed courses of studies and activities for 4 years, the 1984 Presidential Sabre, given by His Excellency Ferdinand E. Marcos, President of the Republic of the Philippines, is hereby awarded to Samuel T. Hardin. For graduating with the highest overall rating in academics, the 1984 Prime Minister's Sabre, given by His Excellency Cesar E. A. Virata, Prime Minister of the Republic of the Philippines, is hereby awarded to Samuel T. Hardin. Oscar T. Lactao, cum laude, Isabela. For graduating number 2 in the graduation merit roll of Class 1984, considering overall performance in all prescribed courses of studies and activities for 4 years, the 1984 Minister of National Defense Sabre, given by Honorable Juan Ponce Enrile, Minister of National Defense, is hereby awarded to Oscar T. Lactao. Ray Leonardo T. Guerrero, magna cum laude, San Andres Bukid, Manila. Salvador B. Mison, Jr., Quezon City. Bayani R. Garlan, Pangasinan. Danilo M. Galapon, cum laude, Tarlac. Milner F. de la Cruz, cum laude, Lawag, Ilocos Norte. Edwin Victor E. Cheng, Naga City. Rafael G. Mariano, cum laude, Laguna. Agapito Carmelo S. Nagrampa Jr., cum laude, Camarines Sur. Arnold Y. de Pacaquibo, Manila. Roel Valentino A. Julian, Cagayan. Telesforo Roderico C. Daquel, cum laude, Nueva Ecija. Ferdinando G. Sevilla, Bulacan, Bulacan. Kai Hien Chang, Singapore. Buenaventura C. Pascual, Laguna. David B. Marquez, North Cotabato. Gilbert C. Sosa, cum laude, Pangasinan. Donato T. Castro, Marikina, Metro Manila. Rafael C. Valencia, Baguio City. Martin N. Pinto, Manila. Conrado J. Santos Jr., Fort Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Alan R. Rojo, Negros Occidental. Amado C. Caro Jr., Iloilo. Danilo S. Pelisco, Butuan City. Casiano C. Monilla, Albay. Simplicio A. Aguzar Jr., Metro Manila. Eduardo L. Collado, Ilocos Sur. Nestor A. Merhiño, Makati, Metro Manila. Pedro S. Hernandez Jr., Batangas City. Filoteo M. Arevalo Jr., Baguio City. Eddie Ireneo D. Maningding, Pangasinan. Manuel Felino V. Ramos, Nueva Ecija. Moro Virgilio M. Lazo, Ilocos Norte. Glenn G. Macasero, Cebu City. Jose Antonio Carlos B. Motril, Quezon City. Raúl L. del Rosario, Nueva Ecija. Renato S. Opeña, Baguio City.
Robert R. Kiunisala, Bukidnon. Winifred G. Perez, Pangasinan. Joselito E. Kakilala, Bacolod City. Paterno D.V. Morales, Laguna. Neofito G. Orbina, Leyte. Jonathan Ferdinand G. Miano, Cagayan de Oro City. Rafael A. Serra Jose, Laguna. Lorenzo E. Morgia, Manila. Alan R. Arrojado, Cebu City. Rolando V. Arugay, Tuguegarao, Cagayan. Anselmo Doroteo P. Hunsay III, Iloilo. Gregory M. Cayetano, Naga City. Edgar F. Gonzalez, Cebu City. Raul D. Petrasanta, Pangasinan. Ariel I. Briones, Aklan. Arnel F. Dorado, Pampanga. Jerry P. Amante, Cebu City. Angelito M. De Leon, Manila. Manuel M. Orduña, Pangasinan. Joseph A. Rodolfo, Leyte. Wilfredo E. Jimenez, Las Piñas, Metro Manila. Federico L. Dulay, La Union. Bonifacio P. Echaus, Negros Occidental. Hernando M. Caraig Jr., Quezon. Mariano M. Versosa Jr., Pangasinan. Alvin M. Tiamwat, Polo, Sulu. Roberto L. Aligayo, Batangas. Ferdinand M. Gabriel, Nueva Ecija. Alan A. Pareño, Sulat, Samar. Werner M. El Perez, Batangas. John N. Aying, Iloilo. For being the member of Class 1984 who has excelled in the field of athletics, the 1984 Athletic Saber, given by Brigadier General Ernesto H. Bueno, retired Mayor of Baguio City, is hereby awarded to John N. Aying. Noelito C. Albano, Laguna. Pablo T. Gonzalez Jr., Las Piñas, Metro Manila. Leopoldo S. Primero III, Iloilo City. Amado A. Bustillos, Makati, Metro Manila. Leandro A. Loyao III, Southern Leyte. Rolando G. Reyes, Pangasinan. Alexis C. Castro, Iloilo City. Ismael P. Castillo, Baguio City. Melchor V. Reyes, Bulacan. Marcial O. Constante Jr., Pasay City. Jesus G. De Castro, San Juan, Metro Manila. Jose G. Mirandilla, Albay. Juanito V. Sampang, Baguio City. Napoleon M. Angeles Jr., Pasay City. Samuel F. Felipe, Laguna. Paul T. Atal, Tugigaraw, Cagayan. Daniel S. Delgado, Albay. Neftali S. Cabanos, Iloilo. Arthur G. Orticio Jr., Quezon City. Joel D. Pagdilaw, Alabang, Metro Manila. Job S. Yucoco, Pampanga. Arnel Vivencio G. Patolot, Batangas City. Noel G. Constantino, Negros Occidental. Joel I. Enrile, Pangasinan. Alvin Cesar T. Reyes, San Pablo City. Roberto C. Villanueva, Caloocan City. Danilo A. Tolosa, Davao del Sur. Rene Crisanto B. de Guzman, Tarlac. Salvador V. Calanoy IV, Legazpi City. Felix P. Bronner III, Port Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Norman A. Gomez, La Trinidad, Benguet. James P. Pasis, Quezon City. For graduating as Cadet First Captain and Regimental Commander of the Cadet Corps, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the 1984 Chief of Staff Sabre, given by General Fabian C. Ver, Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, is hereby awarded to James P. Pasis. Steve D. Del Rosario, Metro Manila. Noli G. Talino, Bayambang, Pangasinan. Bernardino S. Sun, Caloocan City. Ubaldo R. Sadiarin Jr., Ilocos Norte. Mariano S. Perez Jr., Lucban, Quezon. Gregor Mendel A. Panelo, Rosario, La Union. Athelo L. Ibanez, Cebu City. James B. Hoven, Ilocos Sur. Rodante J. Guerrero, Gimba, Nueva Ecija. Reynaldo H. Labanen, Abra. Frederick L. Ramos, Metro Manila. Rogelio S. Santiano, Nueva Ecija. Renato Gerardo C. Babaran, Enrile, Cagayan. Ronald V. Santos, San Rafael, Bulacan. Francisco B. Garce, Naguilian, La Union. Angelito J. Domingo, Tarlac. Marcos Norman S. Flores Jr., Camarines Norte. Rainier Q. Idio, Quezon City. Elmer L. Quiros, Norzagaray, Bulacan. Jose L. Gentiles, Cagayan de Oro City. Florante L. Malihan, Guagua, Pampanga. Raul J. Tangco, Bayambang, Pangasinan. Eric C. Uchida, Zamboanga City. Aaron T. Petalvero, Parañaque, Metro Manila. Bienvenido B. Leono Jr., Sultan Kudarat. Ramir Rafael Moya Jr., Dagupan City. Joseph S. Barte, Bandawe City. Ramon C. Bombais Jr., Naga City. Theodoro J. Basa, Isabela. Elmer E. Decena, Laguna. Virgilio E. Capati, Pampanga. Ulysses J. Abellera, Baguio City. J. B. Tindoy, Leyte. Renato V. Verceles, Agoo, La Union. Noel L. Patajo, Pateros, Metro Manila. Peter Rosano P. Donato, Baguio City. Joseph S. Lim, La Union. Orlando D. Belingon, Lagawe, Ifugao. Gerardo P. Sobida, Antique. Joseph M.A.C. Imson, Baguio City. Josephus G. Angan, Cebu City. Cornelio N. Barrios, Laguna. Nestor F. Kinsay Jr., Manila. Senon L. Rialubit, Legazpi City. Washington F. Catameo, Tanay Rizal. Reynaldo G. Mutiangpili, Batangas. Virgilio C. Parocha, Caba, La Union. Roy P. Pradillada, Morong, Rizal. Christopher C. Estela, Bukidnon. Manuel Cesar A. Prieto, Pateros, Metro Manila. Ramon B. Florese, Camarines Sur. Gregorio L. Saligumba III, Oriental, Mindoro. Hermenegildo Francisco Aquino, Mandaluyong, Metro Manila. Arsenio T. David Jr., Tarlac. Roger D. Madalogdog, Sultan Kudarat. Jorge Joseph P. Roque Jr., Nueva Ecija. Pierre R. Buxit, Port Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Harold N. Cabreros, Isabela. Henry G. Valeroso, Nueva Ecija. Arthur L. Evangelista, Metro Manila. Donato B. San Juan, Quezon City. Danilo M. Ubaldo, Manila. Job F. Marasigan, Sexmoan, Pampanga. Ernesto C. Enriquez, Cebu City. Antonio E. Jimeo Jr., Capiz. Rosueto V. Recaforte, Quezon City. Johnny D. Bergado, General Aguinaldo, Cavite. Elmer N. Logroño, Dumaguete City. Ernesto V. Ravina Jr., Pasay City. Daniel B. Damasco Jr., South Cotabato. Ronald R. Estiles, Port Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Daniel S. Ebesate, Aklan. Louis T. Opus, Tagbilaran City. Salukag S. Reyes, Ilocos Norte. Joel G. Cantos, Metro Manila. Elmer R. Estiles, Fort Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Rene V. Perenal, Cebu City. Leocerio A. Barayuga Jr., Cabanatuan City. Joroy Angel S. Mendoza, Fort Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Dino C. Dino, Parañaque, Metro Manila. James V. Jacob, Lalo, Cagayan. Agane C. Adriatico, Dipolog City. Danilo L. Maligalig, Laguna. Bernardo A. Diaz, Manila. Orlando A. Caballegan, Eastern Samar. Domingo B. Palisok Jr., Pangasinan. Pedro A. Sumayo Jr., Camarines Sur. Joel B. Bagasin, Cagayan. Larry Vic C. Lagnada, Agusan del Norte. Ernesto T. Lopeña, Lipa City. Rainiel T. Ramiro, Metro Manila. Noel S. Buan, Pampanga. Claro C. de Guzman, Manila. Roy B. Tolling, Cebu City. Ramon C. Estela, Bukidnon. Generoso R. Serbo, Fort Bonifacio, Metro Manila. Liberato J. Lemos, Calamba, Laguna. Carlo Magno I. Tabo, Metro Manila. Noel P. Armilla, Davao del Sur. Carlo M. Nava, Manila. Alfredo V. Peñola Jr., Sorsogon. Jesse A. Alvarez, Cagayan de Oro City. Richard A. Albano, Ilocos Norte. George V. Avila, Metro Manila. Reuben Theodore C. Sindak, Quezon City. Renwick K. Rutacio, Zamboanga City. Noel P. Mislang, Pangasinan. Isagani R. Neres, Ilocos Norte. Sally U. Indanan, Indanan, Sulu. Benjamin O. Banta, Quezon City. Francis D. Alaurin, Legazpi City. Benito A. Madarang Jr., Montalban, Rizal. Romeo A. Sales III, Camarines Sur. Augusto M. Marquez Jr., Albay.
The 215 first-class cadets graduates and their conferment of the Bachelor of Science degree, their commissioning into the Armed Forces of the Philippines as second lieutenants and its equivalent, and their incorporation into the Officers' Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Diplomas have been received. The long gray line of the Maharlika class of 1984 has been formed. They stand for the last time in cadet uniform, and yet no longer as cadets. As newly commissioned officers, they will review the cadet corps as it renders a passing review in their honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the rites of passage are completed. The new regimental commander directs the troops to pass in review. With the band playing march music, the troops led by the new regimental commander pass in review before the honoree, His Excellency President Ferdinand Ederlin Marcos, the class of 1984, and you, our special guests.
And for the last time in their formation, the class of 1984, now the second lieutenants and their equivalents, commissioned into the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the graduates of the class of 1984 of the Philippine Military Academy, witness the pass and review of the lower classmen as the tradition continues in the Philippine Military Academy of its excellence and its discipline and the future core of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
For you is led by Regimental Commander Jun Quintanar, Baguio City. His staff, Manny Garlan, Quezon City. Jess Desado, Iloilo. Bones Ginaldo, Nueva Ecija. Hener del Rosario, Imus Cavite. Arnel de la Vega, Lipa City. Billy Beltran, Makati. The Philippine Military Academy Band under the baton of Constable First Class Nestor Clemente. First Battalion Commander Roland Felix, Baguio City. His staff, Edna Balan, Bohol. Jun Bisnar, Lipa City. Boyet San Juan, Agonoy, Bulacan. Edwin Lopez, Muntinlupa, Metro Manila. Robert Arevalo, Baguio City. Alpha Company Commander Benji Lusad, Mountain Province. His staff, Noel Clement, Davao City. Butch Dida, South Cotabato. Angelo Encho, Metro Manila. First Platoon Leader, Chad Isleta, Quezon City. Second Platoon Leader, Hande Francisco, Morong, Rizal. Bravo Company Commander Mel Feliciano, Magalang, Pampanga. His staff, Eric Paraino, Paco, Metro Manila. Reggie Catiis, Quezon City. Ernie Milo, San Juan, La Union. Conrad Capa, Silang, Cavite. First Platoon Leader, Rocky Raquepo, San Fernando, La Union. Second Platoon Leader, Alex Castro, Makati, Metro Manila. Second Battalion Commander, Joe Cunanan, Pampanga. His staff, Jun Padilla, Fort Bonifacio. Arnie Matanggihan, Batangas. Dante Cubangay, Baguio City. Arnold Gunakaw, Enrile, Cagayan. Toy Santos, Naga City. Charlie Company Commander Romel Palis, Laguna. His staff, Rolly Bautista, Marikina. Charles Galvez, Bulacan. Bert Chavez, Naga City. Tom Bustos, Lipa, Batangas. First Platoon Leader Rino Servano, Naga City. Second Platoon Leader Sheldon Hakaban, Naga City. Delta Company Commander Chito Limuaco, Mandaluyong, Metro Manila. His staff, Eugene Metrio, Naik, Cavite. Manny Salamat, Muntinlupa, Metro Manila. Marlu Chan, Pangasinan. Boyet Calvera, Camarines Sur. The audience is requested to stand for the colors. Thank you. 3rd Battalion Commander, Cesar Idio, Pangasinan, his staff, Hil Loquiliano, Albay, Joel Madarang, La Union, Marla Curong, Nueva Ecija, Felipe Bihar, La Union, Jan Taroza, Iloilo. Echo Company Commander, Elmer Beltehar, Quirino, his staff, Chichi Logroño, Dumaguete City, Bong Quintero, Manila, Boyet Vingson, Bacolod City, Ton Macalintal, Mindoro. 1st Platoon Leader, Benji Madrigal, Laguna. 2nd Platoon Leader, Vic Tomas, Pangasinan. Foxtrot Company Commander, Lars Casis, Anda, Pangasinan, his staff, Joey Pulido, Lingayen, Pangasinan, Boyet Cibrian, Cebu City, Jong Riamon, Lingayen, Pangasinan. Henry Reyes, Iba, Zambales. 1st Platoon Leader, Rolly Nana, Baguio City. 2nd Platoon Leader, Bernie Torrealba, Cabanatuan City. 4th Battalion Commander, Ronnie Go, Fort Bonifacio, Metro Manila. His staff, Jonas Besios, Fernando Air Base, Lipa City. JV Javier, Metro Manila. Nick Guevara, Capas Tarlac. Danny Cabrigas, Leyte. George Turalba, Pangasinan. Golf Company Commander, Joe Baralias, Albay. His staff, Eric Santiago, Tarlac. Ruel Surilla, Antique. Dino Dolina, Leyte. 1st Platoon Leader, Buboy Pabayo, Cagayan de Oro. 2nd Platoon Leader, Nick Alarcio, Pangasinan. Hawk Company Commander, Orly Recites, Marikina, Metro Manila. His staff, Butch Lim, Singapore, Iloilo. Rudy Quinto, Ilocos Norte. Oka Singson, Albay. 1st Platoon Leader, Jun Mendoza, Villamor Air Base. 2nd Platoon Leader, Gino Hermojino, Muñoz, Nueva Ecija.
The pass and review of the lower classmen, witnessed by the graduates of the class of 1984 of the Philippine Military Academy. Over the 79 years of its existence, the Academy has produced men who have made significant, though in many cases unheralded, contributions to the advancement of our nation. It has produced men who have selflessly and willingly given their lives so that this nation would remain free and independent. It has produced men who have contributed to the country in the military field and who have then, after retirement, made significant contributions to the country within the civilian sector. The Academy, too, has produced men of sound integrity who, through their displays of courage, both in and out of battle, have demonstrated their unswerving loyalty to this nation, the Philippines, and its people. 215 second lieutenants of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the graduates of the class of 1984 of the Philippine Military Academy. 79 years since the founding of the Philippine Military Academy, and we have had the years where the Academy has grown to become a permanent fixture that stands ready to produce men who will become the leaders and guardians of the nation and the new republic. From Fort Del Pilar, here at the Philippine Military Academy in Baguio City, on behalf of Joe Sabrino, this is Rita Gadi Baltazar, thanking you all for having joined us at this morning's ceremonies.